Hey, have you ever been so hell-bent on finishing a project that everything else seems to just go by the wayside? I mean everything. You forget the time, minutes turn into hours, you've ignored the gnawing sensation in your stomach and the burning sensation in your dried eyes. Maybe you've even forgotten to go pee. Hi, I'm indie author and vlogger Garrett K. Jones, and today on Creator's Corner, we're talking about losing one of the most important elements that help all writers thrive. What element is that, you might be asking? Well, let me sleep on it.
I see what you did there.
Hey, happy Saturday. Before I get into the content of today's video, please make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications whenever new videos go live. I release new episodes every Saturday, so you can set notifications for all videos, or you can set preferences to your liking. I also want to remind you that if you haven't watched last week's author awareness interview with Renee April, then you're absolutely missing out. Renee is an author from Queensland, Australia, and by watching the interview, you'll learn a bit about her as a writer and her new book, Her Crown of Fire. All right, let's get into it. So normally, my writing tips focus on skill and craft, and both of those are incredibly important. However, I can personally attest to how important it is to get a good night's sleep in order to rest up, restore, and rush back into the creativity of your work. Just this last week, in fact, I was busy working on a project that needed my attention and my expertise, and I was getting frustrated. Part of that had to do with the project itself, but the other part of it had to do with the fact that I was tired. So New Year's really messed up my entire sleep cycle, and I've been trying to get back to normal since. I was up until 3 a.m. working on that project. I went to bed, I woke up at 4:30 to feed my dog and let her out back, and then between 4:30 and about 8:15, I kept waking up every 30 to 45 minutes, give or take. And so I was maybe running on all of 3 to 4 hours of sleep total. None of it was restful. I was really not functioning. It's not the first time I've lost sleep over a project, but the question still remains. Why is sleep so important? So aside from the biological factor that sleep actually helps our brains and bodies reset, an article on a British sleep science website, dreams.co.uk, there are at least 7 ways that sleeping well can help your creativity. First, sleeping well aids us in pattern recognition. According to a recent study cited on the article, hitting REM sleep, or rapid eye movement, helps the brain connect unrelated ideas, which aids creativity through problem solving. If you're unfamiliar with REM sleep, it has nothing to do with a 1990s rock band. Essentially, when you hit REM sleep, that's the point when your brain is actually dreaming and your mind is free to process in all these ways it normally won't when you're conscious. Second, having a regular sleep routine allows you to think more clearly and thus improves your conscious creativity. Third, when you sleep well, you are able to dream regularly. You're boosting your brain functions, which in turn boosts your ability to memorize details. Even if those details are random, your brain will recall it more vividly after sleeping well, and that can aid in improving your ability to recall inspirations that you have for writing. Fourth, if you've ever felt like you were really awake inside a dream and you were able to control it, then you've encountered lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming allows you to explore new ideas without any constraint. Anything is possible, and there are no limits to what your mind can envision. Fifth, the time coming right out of sleep, the hypnopompic state, is when your brain has the freshest ideas. Usually you'll find yourself in this state when you're in the process of waking up and your brain is full of rich imagery from the dreams experienced in REM. Make sure to have a dream journal on hand. Sixth, have you ever been told to sleep on a problem? This ties back to fact number 1. Our brains make connections in rather obvious and linear ways when we're conscious, but when we dream, we can make those connections out of sequence or non-linearly. And lastly, with a little mental conditioning and exercise, you can train your waking mind to sleep creatively. This is where daydreaming can really come in handy, and it's highly suggested by Stephen King himself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment on what other writing tips you'd like me to work on next. And if you can't get enough of my sweet, sweet voice, be sure to check out my podcast, which is also called Creator's Corner. It can be found on platforms like Apple Podcasts, Anchor.fm, Spotify, and more. All 13 episodes for Season 1 are currently available, and Season 2 kicks off on Monday, February 3rd with a new topic series, Welcome to the Danger Zone. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GKJ_publishing. I love interacting with my subscribers. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week with the January edition of Farming Fantasy, where I'll be talking about methods for effectively using magic in writing a fantasy series, as well as what I've done to make my series as fresh as possible. Have a great weekend.